3 questions and then
about the security status in Mandera, Somali border, especially a place called Bulahawa. We understand the attack. And then question number 2, the opposition has really been, what is your reaction?
The issue of Bulahawa, that is a sensitive security issue. As I've said it before, we continue fighting an enemy that is vicious. We have never stopped doing so. I think many Kenyans in Interland have always thought that if they don't hear anything, that the Al-Shabaab challenge has stopped. We have always had it continuously for the last 20 years or so. Our police officers, our gallant soldiers, our officers, all working in multi-agencies, both military and police, have done a fantastic job together with the NPR in that region and the citizens in the border counties, and we want to commend them. We continue getting greater escalation of these attacks based on different times and depending on what has happened on the part of Somalia, which is now struggling to contain the upsurge of Al-Shabaab, particularly in Jubaland and the neighboring places to our border. It's our responsibility to continue securing it, and I want to thank our officers. What you saw yesterday is nothing compared to what our officers are doing to secure our border, and we assist of all the issues that are happening in the border counties and particularly related to terrorist attacks, and we will continue securing our officers, giving them the necessary equipment. Recent modernization program has helped a great deal to secure most of these officers, and we assist of that matter. On the issue of police brutality, I don't know if you cannot say there is police brutality until it is investigated and proven by a court of law. So we can only say that there are cases of persons who have passed on in various would have been mandamano, which turned out to be criminal activities not representing Article 37 of our Constitution, and unfortunately led to loss of life. Loss of life, no matter the circumstances, is regrettable, but the necessary institutions will investigate, including IPOA, and they will find out who are culpable. The law is very clear about culpability on matters of criminal acts. I don't think any organizer, I have said and I insist here that any person who has organized these acts of terrorism, burning police stations, burning vehicles, burning courts, burning supermarkets, we continue to insist that those are acts of terror. I wonder why, and I still insist, I still see the president of LSK going about defending criminals. Yes, we know that they are suspects. Who doesn't know that? But they are suspects of terror. And we are not relenting on that fact that those people deserve to be charged for acts of terror, to instill fear in the public, and to their objective is to make sure that there are no working institutions by burning courts, burning police stations, stealing guns, killing people, burning supermarkets, and we will charge them for what they have done and what they did. I want to say clearly here to the Law Society of Kenya that first of all, they must not jump into conclusions, and that the investigations that we've seen is that these are acts of terror. Charges which have been leveled against these individuals are for terrorism. So it's now up to the court to find them guilty or not. And we do not want them to normalize terror in our country. And we don't want civil society voices that only are one-sided. They do not look at what the citizens are going through. Somebody's supermarket has been burned, police station, all these other places. Yet you will see people only speaking about one side, the perpetrators, and trying to excuse and undermine the process of trying to try these people for the crimes that they have committed. We remain firm, very firm. And those who are opposed to this must be told that they cannot intimidate us. I hear some saying, oh, you know, the minister, the IG, the who. We know the law. They can go and intimidate other people, but they cannot intimidate us. We know what we are doing. We know the law. We know what it takes to secure a country. And we are not going to do politics with our nation. We will deal with all these criminals for who they are and go for them for what they have done. And there will be no place that will be spared. There is no county that we will allow property to be destroyed. I hear some people saying, well, you know, because our political supporters are of this side, they must be excused. Criminals, we will not see them from a political support base. We'll only deal with them for what it is. If you ban somebody's supermarket in Nyeri or Meru, it doesn't excuse you because you have a certain political inclination. We are going to deal with you for who you are and what you do. And I think people should know that I don't just speak for the sake of it. I am properly schooled and I understand the law. And when I speak about the law, I know what I'm saying. It is acts of terror, and those characters will be charged for terrorism, and they must answer in a court of law. Because if we don't do these things, our country will slide into anarchy. There are some characters whom I saw online that they are calling themselves forces fighting police brutality, and yet they were carrying guns and dressing using jungle attire, trying to intimidate the people of Kenya. I want to tell this, all police officers who are out of service, all military officers who are out of service, they have a greater responsibility than a civilian, and we will put them under very strict surveillance, because those are persons who are highly trained by the government of Kenya on the use of arms. And once they start threatening the public and threatening government, we consider that subversive activities. And I'm glad that the DCI has investigated, arrested, charged some of them, and must be dealt with. We know they are establishing a military wing of their political activities. We will not allow that. Let me be very clear. Those officers who are doing politics in office or exiting office to go and carry out criminal activities must be dealt with firmly. The second question? You are from
KBC.
KBC. Okay, yeah. And then we finish with him.
Yes, my name is Divas.
Yes, mine.
The last people talked about.
Yeah.
Those people who are alleged to be ex-KDF, ex-police, and they are wearing very heavy gears, carrying very heavy weapons. And you allege they're forming a militia kind of group, whatever they call themselves. How can that happen under your watch? And they come online, they say what they want to say. We've never seen such thing in the past, but it's happening.
Thank you, Minor. Thank you very much for speaking for me. You see, what the country has slided to is unacceptable in the name of freedom of expression. That people can carry sophisticated weapons and call and speak in it's like a rebel kind of, it's sort of the country is in some part of the country is controlled by a rebel movement of some sort, and happily going to issue statements online while carrying very sophisticated weapons. And that's why the DCI has arrested and charged those people. Now you will see, and I'm telling you, you will see LSK, another civil society organization, and opposition running around, and they will start saying, oh, you know, freedom of expression, people must be allowed to wear what they wear, they must be allowed to carry whatever gun, they must be allowed to say what they want to say. Really? You want now to tell me that those people should not be charged in with the most severe sections of the Penal Code or various acts of parliament, including act that deals with prevention of terrorism? I mean, we must be firm if we want to prevent our country. And that is what we are trying to do. No matter what people will say, we are firm, gladly, on this situation. They have been charged in a court of law. And we want to see if the judiciary will be intimidated by opposition characters and civil society to let them go and see whether really. You see, people think that the responsibility to protect the nation is only for executive. It's for everybody. For the legislature, for the judiciary. And judiciary is handling criminals and subversive characters with kids' gloves. And that behavior must come to an end. In the past, when I say this, they say I'm threatening the judiciary. I'm not threatening the judiciary. I'm saying it as it is. The judiciary must rise up to the occasion and deal with criminals for suspected criminals, especially of high crimes and organized crimes, must be dealt with decisively. That includes those who are involved in drug trafficking, those who are subversive activities, acts of terror. We must handle it because it's not the responsibility of the Minister of Interior alone to secure the nation. It's the responsibility of everybody, including the judiciary. Lastly,
asante. Na walio ndani na walioondoka kutoka kwenye huduma wana kiwango kikubwa sana cha uwajibikaji ukilinganishwa na raia. Sijui mipaka yao sasa itakuwa wapi hasa walioondoka kama watatu, mipaka yao iko wapi hasa kujihusisha katika michakato ya kisiasa kuwajibisha serikali?
Ningependa kushukuru sana kwa sababu tumesema kwamba polisi wetu walio kazini na wale wameondoka wako na jukumu ya kuhakikisha kwamba wanasimama kwa sheria na wanahakikisha kwamba wasijiingize kwa maneno ambayo yanaweza kuonekana kwamba ni ya kupindua katiba yetu na kufanya mambo ya kuendeleza chuki na vita katika taifa letu. Na nimesema kwamba jukumu hilo haijalishi kama wewe umechakuliwa mbunge, umechakuliwa baadaye ukuwe seneta ama hata governor ama position yoyote. Jukumu hilo inaendelea kwa maisha yako yote. Kama wewe umewahi kuwa kwa disciplined forces, katika dunia nzima you are expected, inaaminika kwamba utafuata maagizo ya yale ambayo ulifunzwa wakati ulikuwa katika polisi ama katika army, kuhakikisha kwamba unafuata sheria. Na wewe jukumu lako ni kubwa, ni la juu kuliko ya mwananchi wa kawaida. Na kwa hivyo tutaendelea tukisikia chochote ambayo inahusikana na mtu yoyote amewahi kufunzwa mambo ya bunduki, mambo ya silaha mbalimbali, tunachukulia hatua zaidi kuliko hata mwananchi wa kawaida, kwa sababu tunajua kwamba anaelewa nini inaendelea katika idara ya polisi, idara ya army, na tunajua kwamba anaweza kutumia nafasi na ile information ako nayo kuharibu taifa. Na kwa hivyo tunawaomba wale wote ambao washaondoka kutoka kazini na wale pia wako kazini wajue kwamba jukumu ni kubwa, na tutachukua hatua ya kisheria kuhakikisha kwamba tunalinda taifa letu. Wale hao aswa ambao tumewaona katika mitandao juzi, unaona kwamba walipokuwa katika ofisi juzi walikuwa wanasema mambo mengi katika mtandao, kumaanisha nia yao ilikuwa ni kwa kufanya mambo kwa njia fulani. Na tunaamini kwamba DCI katika ile investigation atatuambia sio tu kwa nini wanafanya chenye wanafanya, lakini wale pia wanawafadhili na wale wanaungana na wao lazima pia wakuwe investigated, ndio tujue wazi kwamba nia yao ni nini na mpango yao katika taifa letu ni nini, kwa sababu lazima tuilinde taifa. Asanteni sana. I think now we can